we're living down in South Florida. My wife and I've got two young girls, 3.5 and 1.5. And back in February, we were looking for a new home, and the inventory was just really tight down in South Florida. I mean, they were talking 1-2+ year, lead time in order to get anything. And my wife's sister lives up here in Alpharetta, and we just kind of a Saturday morning, we woke up and we go, well, what if we moved up to Georgia? Like, what if we, moved closer? And that day we had an offer on a place. We found, some inventory. We found a place, and we just jumped on it. So that's the story. We were working with a realtor locally here because, we were 700 miles away, right? I needed somebody on the ground to be my eyes and ears and to kind of represent us. And we looked through a bunch of different properties on MLS, and we found this place. It was a new construction, and it was a smaller community, which we weren't used to, but you get that close-knit and get to touch with people, and it was still under construction too, which was really great. So we actually got to be the first people, in that home, and being able to kind of walk in and, everything's all shiny, white, new, and because everything was just fresh painted and all the inside piece. So it was definitely really exciting. I actually have a video of my two daughters, entering the home for the first time, and they're just so excited, just the look on their face. And even today, my oldest, whenever we have new visitors and she gives them the tour, and she's just like, oh, over here is the keeping room, and this is the kitchen, and then check out the pantry, and it's so big, and she does a little twirl around and all this other fun stuff. The SR folks, working with them was really a very smooth process. They communicated in whichever way I needed them to. So I was big, we had a lot of moving parts for this, right? There was a move and a couple of house sales and all this other pieces. So being able to communicate like over text message was really critical. Like not having to like do everything on phone calls, because I was just on the phone all day. And so just being able to just have that relationship, that texting based relationship, really went a long way, right? And then sometimes you did stuff over emails as well, which was fine. The SR team was really a proxy for us being there, even though we couldn't necessarily be there. So top things that we really enjoy now that we've lived in the house for a couple of months. So first off is the kitchen, right? That's the centerpiece of what we need. And it's both the storage, we got a nice walk-in pantry, being able to put all those pieces in there. So I can go make a Costco run and I've got a place to put all the stuff, right? The next part is being able to really separate the different times of the day to be like, hey, here's this section of the house that's kind of the work area, right? And my girls can kind of go play in this other area. And as we maybe transition the day, it lets me, go do that. And, previously, working out of a dining room, right, or a living room, it's very hard to do that transition if if you're in a smaller space and everything's on top of that. So having those areas, not just for myself, but also for my wife and my kids, to just be able to transition, because it was a larger footprint, right? We doubled our house size. And then the last piece I would say is that, look, I'm a tall guy, right? I'm 6'5", and the shower that we have is enormous, right? And being able to actually stand under the shower head is really nice, because most of the places you get the shower head, they kind of come, at your chest, and you kind of have to bend down underneath that. So for me, having that shower, just be able to stand under it is, it's just a little perk, but it's a nice thing. Both of our families are jealous, right? They've seen that. Most everybody now has been able to come and visit. And really kind of see all those pieces. And I would say it is the wow factor. You kind of walk in for the first time and you're like, wow, this is really great. But it's not just the building, it's the home that it helped really structure around. To see our girls, how happy they are, and just the fact that we moved 700 miles and it didn't affect them. Right, and they're just really blooming and just doing their thing. I would say that that is the biggest thing. That they did the piece that they need to, and in some ways it's sits in the background. But a great home is the thing that sits in the background that you don't think about.